welcome to Perth, Nathan. We'll get started. How are you looking forward to the game coming up on Friday?
Yeah, obviously it's been a bit of a mash together. We were sort of under the impression that it potentially wasn't going to happen due to COVID. So, but it's good to be here. Been enjoying some lovely weather, and boys have been getting out to a couple of cafes. So, no, it's just a good opportunity for us to kick off our pre-season playing against a Super Rugby franchise.
And then for you, Ian?
Yeah, obviously pretty similar. Wasn't sure what was happening, if it was up in the air, so it's exciting for it to be happening. And from what we're hearing, the ticket sales have been really positive. So I'm sure these guys will enjoy playing at HBF Park.
Being back on home ground, playing in front of the Sea of Blue, you had 3 games away at the end of the Trans-Tasman comp. Ian, Tim said he was really excited to be back at home.
Yeah, it feels like we've been away for a while, obviously having that New Zealand trip, but it's always exciting to play in front of the Sea of Blue. They'll be vocal, they'll be loud, and it's a good chance to get outside of the house after a couple of weeks of rain, so it'll be good.
Going into a little bit more of the tactical stuff, I guess Nathan's brought a pretty good team along with him. What do you expect to see from them?
Yeah, I think it'll be an exciting game, the Kiwis are always well renowned for their breakdown work and their skills around the park, as we saw in the Trans-Tasman competition, so it's going to be an exciting game and plenty of ball movement, which is always exciting, and being an exhibition game, you can chance your arm a bit more, so I know our players are looking forward to it, and especially the young guys that are potentially making their debuts.
And yourself, Nathan, what are you expecting to come with the Force?
Oh, probably likewise, actually. They've had a pretty good season through the Trans-Tasman and the Australian comp, so probably underdogs at the start of the era, and then sort of by the end, really pushing for those that final position. So even when we were involved with the Chiefs, it was a bit of a wrecking force, and we only just managed to squeeze past that. So a few of the boys really know what's in front of us come tomorrow night. So there's going to be a lot of good running rugby, hopefully not too much in the second half when I come on. So just slow that game down. Hopefully the rain sort of kicks in. But no, we know that it's going to be a good game, and hopefully there'll be a good crowd for the Force and for the Steamers.
One last question from me. Who do you think will win?
Definitely the Bay. The real blue.
The real blue, yeah. Going to be at home and away jerseys. No, I think it's obviously just. I think as a club and organisation, we're super grateful that these guys have made the trek over. It certainly wasn't easy, and it's just awesome to be able to play another game of footy. So we're looking forward to that and expressing ourselves. I'm sure they are too.
Yeah.
And how important is a game like this for you in a build-up to the provincial competition?
Yeah, it's been a little bit strange, to be honest, because obviously the risk of coming over here. We've got 2 more weeks after this of pre-season games, and then we're into competition. So if we get stuck over here, we might be up the creek a little bit.
Or at the beach.
Yeah, or there. So we're but we just thought it was a great opportunity to come over here and play against a great super franchise. So obviously we've got a lot of experience, but then we've got some young guys coming through. So instead of sort of dropping down, we're trying to lift those young guys up, and what better opportunity to bring them against a quality super side.
Apart from the travel, how different is this in the build-up to what you'd normally have? How would your pre-season normally go?
Well, we'd sort of normally roll into it and sort of maybe look at a few standards of the team and things that we want to drive. It'd be a lot of admin, normally during the front pretty much week, and just sort of getting connected as a group. So this week's been a little bit tough. We come in on Monday and we were straight into contact, learning structures and game plans. Same with Tuesday, and then we're pretty much on a flight. So we've been a little bit limited around what we can do here in terms of the travel, but obviously being in such a good hotel that we can be able to make those sort of off-field connections and drive those standards.
Have you just started the pre-season, literally? So you came in on Monday. That's your first get-together?
Yeah, so we've got a mixture of obviously super players, and obviously come out of an international window with the Māori All Blacks. So some of those players have come back in, and there's been a few guys that have been on the cusp of super teams, but we've sort of been done for a couple of weeks now. So a real mixture of club players that have been chipping away, but haven't really more of a skeleton crew. With predominantly our super boys coming back.
A bit of a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. But as I said, we're looking to walk towards it, and no better way to play against the Force over here. So it's just a good opportunity for those guys and the Bay to really stake a claim against each other.
Like pretty much the same for you, Ian, isn't it? With the number of, you've got 3, 4 clubbies, you've got some pathway kit, the youngsters in there, bit of super experience.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Like I said before, obviously a bit of a mixed bag in terms of consistent Super Rugby players, local talented players, and those academy players. So very similar to the Bay. I think it's a great opportunity to show both squads depth and give people an opportunity. So it's exciting to be out here.
I mean, you knew it was coming. Well, you hoped it was coming.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, nothing's guaranteed with COVID these days, but. Yeah, look, we obviously finished our season, had a bit of time off, and then we've just been prepping into a bit of an off-season program, and then we've had a week's prep this week as well. So it's been great to you certainly notice a bit more energy in the boys, not just coming up and knowing they're just going to be running and we're doing something for a reason and moving towards a game. So there's a lot of excitement yesterday and the day before. So game week's always different to pre-season week, so we're excited.
I mean, the game that you guys played and what I saw of you last year. Yeah, you do like to use the ball, but with these conditions, can you see you might have to adapt a little bit?
Yeah, we might adapt a little bit, but I'm sure these guys will see it. Their captain's run, NIB's drained pretty well. It's it's absolute carpet underneath. So if we get lucky tomorrow with the weather and the rain, we should be okay for a fast game of running footy. So here's hoping.
What's the wind like out there when you're playing it? These conditions, is it swirly? I'm talking about the kicking game.
I can't give away too much here, can I? Home ground advantage. It can be swirly, I think, like any sort of low set stadium. Yeah. So we'll see what Seabreeze has to say for tomorrow's wind and then go from there.